If you're like me, you've ran into a problem where you have the blend door suddenly switching to hot and you're driving along in the summertime and now you've got nothing but hot air coming out the vents. Down underneath the dash, and here is the bracketry that holds the center console in, and then there's another bracket. So on the side of each one of these is a screw there and a screw there. It's underneath the plastic button. You take out these two screws here, and then in the middle there are two 8mm headed bolts that are silver here and here underneath the cup holder. Once you take those out, you pry the console back. You may have to hit it with a hammer, and then the console will come back. There's a 10mm bolt that holds this plug in there, and that is what goes to the CD changer and the rear outlets and everything else. Now, once you get that out, you can actually see the blend door motor. And the easy way to tell is right now I have the key on. Is you turn on the blower on low and you listen for it, and I'll put this down here and see if you can hear it, but I'm going to move it, and you probably can't hear it on the film, but when you move this back and forth you'll actually be able to hear that motor and feel it. If you touch it, you'll feel the motor go back and forth. If it's doing that, it's not the motor. It's a broken blend door hinge, and there's a pin that goes down into the motor, and the doorman sells the door for about $21. So it's not an expensive repair, but once you get to that point, if that's a problem, you have to take out the entire dashboard of the car. Okay, now here is a quick way to block off the blend door. Is you go into the glove box, pop the glove box down, cut out a notch here, cut this out. Those are some speaker wires there. And once you do that, now you look in here, and I cut with the Dremel tool, and you'll see in here there's nothing you're going to hit. This is all open, so you could go in 4 inches and you're not going to hit anything. So you could use a Sawzall or whatever. All right, pull this back, and you can see the air conditioning condenser. Go ahead and hold that now. You can see the air conditioning condenser back in here, but see, it is as long as my hand, about that far, before you get to the air conditioning condenser. And then back further over here, this is the blend door. Now I'll pull it open, and you can see the heater core in there. Let me put a pry bar in here so you can see this. Okay, so see, the blend door is broken and it's just flopping around. So there's the heater core itself, and then you flip that down. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to close this, kind of like what I'm doing with this pry bar right now. So some people will actually stuff a rag in there, but then you block half of your airflow with it. So I made this bracket here. This bracket from this point to this point is 6.5 inches long. Okay, and it's just a piece of metal, so you don't need a hole there. I got a hole over here, and then I'm going to go in here against the blend door, and if you can see, there is, get a little closer if you can, you can see there's a notch in there, and I'm just laying it on the notch, and then I have a little bit of slack here, and so now I'm actually pressing the blend door closed with this bracket. Gravity is laying on that little tab, and I'm going to go ahead and put a screw in here. Going back out with the camera. So I'm going to put a screw in this bracket right there. Make sure it's lined up on the blend door. There we go. Alright, so I just braced that bracket in there against the blend door, and you can see that there coming up, and it's forcing that blend door closed and not letting any of the air in. You know, I might be wrong. I'm pretty sure this is the air conditioning condenser, but anyway, so that's what I just did. I blocked that door closed, so now we're not going to be getting heat into the cab of the car. When it gets in the wintertime, you'll have to actually reverse it, pull that back out, and might have to tie it with a piece of wire or something. So once you do this, push this back together and duct tape it. Just put duct tape all around here, seal that off, and now I've got a hard physical block keeping the air cool inside my car. Thanks for watching. I hope this helps you guys, and I know it's a pain in the butt, but that's the nature of this dashboard. Thanks.